was going to do this. But that's fun. You guys see my little puppet back there and all sorts of things. The lighting is a little weird. That's okay. We're going to make this work. So on YouTube, I look a little bit weirdly washed out. And on Instagram, I look a little weirdly shadowed. We're going to make it work. I'm using mostly natural light here because if I use the lights here, the canister lights, it is like really bright above me and then creates these really bad shadows. So I think actually YouTube is kind of okay, kind of not bad. I wanted to do this because I've been like recording and I thought this, first of all, I don't have to edit it and this would be more fun. So I'm hoping I can set these up and I can start putting these out and maybe I'll have some people hanging out. Hey, Sarah, how's Florida? Oh my goodness, we were supposed to get a blizzard today, but it was like a little tiny baby fake blizzard. And then I saw these pictures of Sarah on the beach in Florida and I hated her guts, but that's okay. So anyway, yeah, I thought this would be fun to just do this and give you guys an opportunity to talk live with me about all the things that we talk about, that I talk about when I talk. Sometimes to myself, but now I don't have to talk to myself because you guys can talk back to me, which would be really snazzy. So I'm going to cut my hair today. You guys can witness me. If I don't cut myself, if you guys can witness me doing that. And I thought it would just be fun. So why not? And if you guys like this, I'll do more. I got these. I was really excited about it. We're just going to talk about silly stuff. You guys know Profusion? So Profusion is it's like this cheap brand that's carried of makeup that's carried at Sarah says I'm hilarious. I think I'm hilarious. It's carried at Walmart and it's actually really cheap eyeshadows, but I've learned that like they're small and their medium-sized palettes are really good. The big ones are kind of not so good. But this is, I made an order with them. I got to go back and forth between. I've got Instagram on my phone and I've got YouTube on my computer. So we'll see how this works. So anyway, I got these things with an order, and these are like from Christmas. They have in little sets of 3. So these are like a matte liquid lipstick, and this is a topper. And they were so cute, and I put them on this morning, and they actually stayed. I didn't actually do anything, but they stayed kind of through 2 meals, including the buffet. We went to the buffet, and I was so disappointed because I got there, and I got sushi. And I ate like 4 or 5 pizzas of sushi. And then I got some other stuff and I was full and I couldn't eat anymore. It's so disappointing when you go to the buffet and you can't eat. So anyway, I also had fun this morning doing my look because I pulled out this old ancient elf palette. And but the colors matched my dress a little bit. I thought, because we had the blue and we had the purple. We got the blue and purple going on in here. And then kind of this grainy sort of look that looks kind of like this sage green, but it's like the sparkly. So I put that on my lids. Anyway, and if you care, these glasses I got from iBuy Direct. They're kind of a minty fun, but I don't know what they look like right now, but they're like a really light mint green. Anyway. So today I'm going to talk about oil. I use oil on my face and my hair, and I use that pretty much exclusively. I'm not like I've got to do everything completely natural and all that kind of stuff. I mean, if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. It's not a big deal either way. But I know some people have been curious about it as I've talked to people. They're like, what in the world? Like, what oil are you using and whatnot? I am convinced the skincare is a scam because if you look at the ingredients in any skincare, I don't even have any skincare really here except what people give me as samples, and then I'm like, whatever. But if you look at the ingredients, it's all stuff you can buy on Amazon for like $10, and they'll sell it for like $40, and it's diluted because they put a bunch of other stuff in with it anyhow. So I'm going to show you guys what my oil skincare routine is, and I'm going to show you like a little mini haul I got on Ulta. I'm going to show you maybe some perfume that I've got. I'm gonna show you all this oil. Okay, so talking about oil. So oil, if you're gonna use oil on your skin and your hair, there's several things that you need to know. First thing that you need to know is oil is two primary things. It is a carrier and it is a barrier. I'm a poet. But so oil carries nutrients, it carries antioxidants, it carries minerals, it carries a bunch of stuff like that, and it holds it and adheres it to the hair or to the skin so that it can be absorbed longer. When you have things that are in a water form or a water-based form, they can also be adhered into the skin, but they can evaporate more quickly. With oil, oil kind of holds it in and helps it to absorb a little bit deeper. It is also a barrier, so it acts as kind of a block between your skin and the elements. And this can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. With a lot of people like myself, so I have oily hair and oily skin, normally speaking, although things have changed drastically because I have changed environments and my hair and my skin have gotten used to the tropics. So now we're in the frigid Minnesota climate and trying to make it work. But so normally I'm quite oily, and so I would try to avoid any kind of oils until I started a few years ago, started to research. So probably in, I would say maybe 2010 or something like that, I became convinced that I needed to use natural oils. And so what I did is I went to the grocery store and I got something similar to this, and it was actually grapeseed oil. I think the first oil that I used was grapeseed oil. So this is just what you get at the grocery store, what you can cook with. And this is perfectly fine to start out with. And so I use that because it's a carrier oil. And carrier oil is something that really the easiest way to tell the difference between a carrier oil and an essential oil is carrier oil is going to have a less strong scent. That's just kind of not always the case, because when you get to something like neem oil, neem oil is a little bit kind of in between there, and it has a very strong scent. But for the most part, oils that you would cook with are going to be carrier oils. These are oils that don't have as strong of an essence to them, which is why they're not essential oils. So you need to have some sort of carrier oil. If you're going to start with oil, you want to make sure you start with a carrier oil of some sort. And I've just Googled to see what the best ones are. The ones I stay away from pretty much are olive oil and coconut oil. And that's because those are a little bit heavier and they tend to clog the pores. I've got a little breakout happening up here, which I don't normally get. For some reason it's happening. It could be because I've added some oils to my regimen and it might just be trying to balance or figure it out. But we'll see how that works. Anyway, so I used oil for a long time, and I would just get that, and then I would find out about another oil, and I would just kind of add it into that same bottle. So it was a bottle that was kind of like this, that I got that grapeseed oil in. I may have even gotten it from Walmart, or not from Walmart. It was either from the grocery store. I might have gotten it from Amazon. I'm not sure. Anyway, and I would just put a few drops, put it on my hands, and then rub it on my face, and that was my only skincare as far as moisturizer or whatnot. I wasn't really using it on my hair until I went to Haiti, and then I started using it on my hair because it's hard to find things like conditioners and stuff like that there. And then I realized that my hair really liked it, and then I realized that it's also good for hair growth because my hair, I have PCOS, so my hair is thin and fine, and I go through patterns of balding, and so that's just one of the ways that I can deal with that. So anyway, when I went to Haiti in 2016, I left all my oils except for this little tiny bit here. And I brought that down. And then when I was down there, I managed to get some more. And I think when I was there, I probably got sweet almond. So I know I've gone through grapeseed oil, sweet almond oil, argan oil, and a couple of other carrier oils that are, again, those are just the base oils. And then I would add others into it. Now, one of the first essential oils that I added in, and this was because I got it from Haiti and I loved it so much. Uh-oh, did I crack that when I dropped it on the floor? That's sad. This is my vetiver oil. So vetiver oil is a highly prized oil that actually comes from primarily in Haiti. I mean, vetiver is a grass that is grown many places, and it's not indigenous to Haiti, but they have transplanted it there, and they grow it on the mountainsides to kind of hold the soil in place. And this is actually really a very strong essential oil. Now this is the pure stuff. It's quite expensive if you get it here, and usually if you get it here, it's not like this. This is very thick. It's actually thick enough that it makes it hard to open it, almost glues it shut. But it's got this incredible, really strong smell that I adore. I love the smell of vetiver. Some people hate it because it's very, very strong. Yeah, in Indonesia, Sarah's saying that in Indonesia she uses. She gets oil like that. So you can get a lot of these oils in places that aren't the U.S. You can get them in the U.S. You just have to pay for them. And when you get something like vetiver, it's not going to be as strong as it is. So this is the one I got from Haiti. And it's actually to here because I don't use very much. I just use like a drop and I'll put it in. So I'll take a carrier oil like grapeseed oil. Now this is from the grocery store. So this is different because this is intended for human consumption, which means it's more or less safe for you, but because it's more refined so that it can burn at a consistent temperature, it may be overly refined so that you don't get all the goodness of these, but you can start with something just from the grocery store. So I got the grapeseed oil and the sunflower oil. I got these from the grocery store. And I just kind of add these in to my regular oil. When I got back to the U.S., I think I had argan oil when I was in Massachusetts, and then I left that there. You don't like the smell of vetiver oil? Oh my goodness, I love the smell of vetiver oil. I adore it. But I've got an idea for you that you might actually like better. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff that you might like. I got a lot of oils. I actually saw this at Walmart, so I picked this up because I was really curious about the hemp seed oil. Yeah, my hair is getting long. I'm going to cut it today, though, but not very. I'm just going to trim it. So the hemp seed oil, I saw this at Walmart, and this is organic. And usually when you see organic, you want to make sure that it is just that oil, because sometimes even though it's organic, it'll be mixed with something else. So make sure that that's the only ingredients. Here it says ingredients is hemp seed oil, certified organic ingredient. So we're going to assume that Walmart and this brand are not lying to me. And this is what I've been using, but I've added stuff into here. So as it's gone down, I've put in some argan oil. I've put in rose hip seed oil, rose hip oil. I guess you can't say rose hip seed because the rose hip is the seed. I put that in here. I've put a bunch of other things, and I've put some essential oils that I'll show you as well. Jojoba is another one that I've put in. Now, the way that I mix it is I take my carrier oil and I put it into here. So I'll take, for example, sunflower seed oil and the grapeseed oil, and then whatever carrier oils I have, and I'll put them in here. Sarah says she can't smell. Is that because of COVID? Or is that something else? Because you had COVID, didn't you? I think she had COVID. So anyway, I'll put the oils, the carrier oils in here, not essential oils, because then this is what I'll actually use for removing my makeup. So you guys have heard of, like, cleansing with oil. Do any of you guys use like oil cleansers? Because that's pretty cool. Anyway, I just put this. Yeah, that was because of COVID. Okay. So I just put the oil in my hand, put it on my eyes or anywhere I have heavier makeup. I don't wear like a lot of heavy face makeup, but I do like to wear eye makeup pretty regularly. Even when I have nowhere to go, I play with makeup because it's therapeutic. That's another topic we can talk about, is why playing with makeup is actually good for you. But this is what I'll use to actually clean my face. So this is just a mix of different essential oils. It is jojoba and also grapeseed and sunflower and some other oils in here together. So I'll just put that all over on my eyes, but I don't use any essential oils in here because I don't want those to get in my eye because they can be stronger, so they can irritate the eye. So I just put them all over my eye makeup and kind of get my mascara off and whatnot. And that works really well. So all you have to do is take a soft cloth, get some warm water on it, and then gently wipe it off, and it'll take everything off just with the oil. Let it sit there for a couple of minutes. So I'll put it on and then kind of, get myself prepared for my shower or whatever I'm going to do. And then I take care of that way. And then I move it into this, and this is the one, it seems weird because that's a smaller bottle and this is the bigger bottle. But this is actually a mix of the carrier oils plus the essential oils. So I just got this one. This is Marula Oil, and it's supposed to be good. I was just researching, and it's supposed to be like beneficial, and so I thought, well, why not? So I got this. It's from some African plant. That seems good. I also got this one, and neem oil I've really liked. This is actually really good. In fact, I think it's maybe responsible for a lot of my hair growth because I use this a lot in Haiti. Again, neem trees are all over the place in Haiti. They grow like weeds, literally. But this is really super good for kind of everything. So it's also really good for hair growth, for your skin, for all that kind of stuff. You can use it to get rid of pests. It's supposed to like be a deterrent for mosquitoes, but it never works in Haiti because mosquitoes don't care. They eat you anyhow. Yeah, and then what I do is I just take what I have in here, I put it in a little dropper, and then in the morning I use, after I wash my hair, this is all greasy now because of stuff, so I'll just rub it on my hand. I use 4 drops, and that has changed since I came to Minnesota because it's so dry here. So I'll put 4 drops in my hand, just rub it together, rub it all over my face. When I wash my face, I don't actually dry my face. I let it stay a little bit wet because this is not moisture. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. If your skin is dry, just adding oil to it is not going to moisturize it because you have to have water with it. You have to have some sort of water. This is not water. It will hold in moisture, and some of these are humectants, and a humectant is something that will pull moisture from the air and bring it into your skin. But this is not moisture. And so, as I said, oil is a carrier and a barrier. It can be a barrier between your skin or your hair and moisture if you use too much of it. So if you have really dry spots, I know Sarah was saying she has dry spots in her skin, so you will want to also add something that is a humectant of some sort. You can use, a really good one is honey, but honey is sticky. You can use it under oil because oil will kind of get rid of some of that stickiness. If you use a really thin layer of honey, you can also use aloe vera is really good. Aloe vera is one of the best that you can get. So those are really good moisturizers that are not oils. So moisturizers are water soluble or water based. They will not mix with this. Another one is glycerin. Glycerin is one of the cheaper ones, but it's a natural. You can get it plant based or animal based, however you prefer. But glycerin is also really good, and that's what most of your like sleeping masks and things that are intended to get a lot of moisture in, those are made from glycerin. So that's separate. Those are moisturizers. They are not oils. When I was in Haiti, I did get glycerin and I mixed it with my oil and I would just shake it up. But if I would forget to shake it up, it would sit at the bottom because the glycerin doesn't mix with the oil because the glycerin is water soluble, water based. So yeah, then at night when I wash my face, I take 5 drops of this and I put it all over my face. So I use a little bit more at night because during the day I don't want to use too much because it can affect the way makeup will work, will adhere to your face or just make you look a little more shiny. But I do use it twice a day. I also use it in my hair. So today was my wash day, and I'm okay with having my hair a little bit on the oily side now. That used to really bother me. It doesn't anymore because I found how much healthier it is when it has a little bit of oil. But I washed it today, and my wash consists of an egg, some honey, about a tablespoon of honey, a little bit of leftover coffee, and some apple cider vinegar. That's my shampoo. So that's what I wash my hair with. Sometimes I'll sneak and I'll use shampoo, but I don't like shampoo. It doesn't work as well, and it dries my scalp a little bit and gives me dandruff, which I've been struggling with now because of the change in climates. But then I will just, like this morning, I just squeezed some of this right into my scalp and worked it through. And then I squeeze some again when it's wet, because when it's wet, it's got moisture in it and my hair is really, really porous. And so moisture will escape from it. So even though it gets oily up here, it gets very dry on the ends because it's really high porosity. And so the moisture just kind of goes right through it. So by putting oil on the ends, it really helps. And one thing that can help with that too is just working it down to the end. So hopefully that kind of helps you guys to figure out like where to start with putting oil on your skin and your face. I'm going to show you some of the essential oils I have here. And some of them I like the scent of them. What I do is when I find a new essential oil someplace, I just Google it and say, what are the benefits of XYZ oil for your skin and hair? And then if it's good, I get it. So I got these in a set, and I think I got this set probably at Target or Walmart, but that was these 4 here. There. So this is lavender, eucalyptus, peppermint, and tea tree. And I know that all of these are very medicinal and they're quite good for the scalp. Tea tree is very good for just in general. Peppermint is quite good for actually helping your hair to grow. I don't know why I took them out of here. As is lavender. And these are all good for the skin too, but these again are stronger. And since they're in my oil that I use for both my skin and my hair, this is the reason that I don't use this oil with the essential oils for removing my makeup. I use this one that's just carrier oil to remove my makeup because I don't want things like tea tree oil and peppermint in my eye because that can be very strong. I only put a few drops of each, but a few drops of each of these essential oils adds up. I put my vetiver oil in that I've already talked about. I'll be very sad when I have to make another trip to Haiti to get that, or just move back there because that's a good place to go. And then I've got frankincense oil. This is a newer one. I picked this one up at Walmart along with this one and this one. These are all the same brands. So the lemongrass and clove, these are my more recent ones. I love the smell of these, and these are both, again, really good for skin and hair. And so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and add these in. And again, these are 100% pure and natural essential oil. They are therapeutic grade. People say don't use the ones that are meant for like aromatherapy, but as long as it's essential oil, it's essential oil. It's not, I don't know, whatever. If it's pure essential oil, it shouldn't make a huge difference. But who am I to say? I'm not a doctor. Don't take my advice. I don't know what I'm talking about. Rosemary is really good, again, for your skin and also for your hair growth. And that's what a lot of these are, is my hair growth. And then Lang Lang is the one, this is the one that Sarah was talking about. This smells so incredible. If you don't like the smell of vetiver, which I love, but Lang Lang is a beautiful scent that is just fantastic to have in the oil. So that's kind of it. That's what I use. That's my magic for my hair. So I have PCOS, and I am 45 years old. And so my hair is kind of a challenge for me. It's always been thin and fine. And then with PCOS, it's balding and at times. But right now it's growing in pretty well. So it's a lot thicker. I do get a lot of baby hairs here at the end because it'll still fall out a little bit and then grow back in. But it's doing well. I have not actually trimmed it for a while. This is the only comb I use because it's so wide. It keeps from really damaging anything. My pup is talking to people out here. So when I cut my own hair, I've cut my own hair for a long time. I just kind of part it in the back a little bit, take a little bit on each side. This is the really easy way to do it. I've done it when it's short too, but it's much easier to do when it's long. And I just kind of take it down like this, figure out how much I want to take off of it. I'm not looking in the mirror, so hopefully I'm okay. I'm probably going to take about that much off because it's been so long since I have cut it. And then I'm going to go a little bit in, a little bit down on the inside so that it angles a bit. And I'm just going to take these scissors that are not intended for cutting hair. I'm going to cut it right onto this table. So that's what we've got. Just did that. It doesn't have to be super precise, especially with my hair because my hair is so thin. It doesn't really matter because nobody's going to really pay attention anyhow. So I'll do the same sort of thing. Try to get my fingers in about the same position. That looks like kind of close. Looks like actually I have more, so I'm going to go a little bit like this. Cut it. And then, so it's better to take less than more because you don't want to get too crazy. Hi, everybody who's joining us. And then I just kind of go to the ends here and just kind of feel it and see if my fingers slip down to the ends at the same time. I feel like I took more off the one side, my right. So I'm going to do a little bit more off this side. And this is literally all I do. I don't have a lot of hair, and I'll show you what that means in just a second here. And I'll show you how much I actually took off. So this is it. Sorry, Instagram, you guys just hit the dust as I just bumped you. There you go, we're back. So this is it. This is all I took off. That little bit there, just off the ends. We'll save that for posterity. And then I'll take the whole thing into the back and just make sure that it matches in the back. So I'll just pull it together, and then I grab it with the one hand, and then I kind of move to the end with the other hand. And I want to make sure that it starts falling out kind of at the same place. And just check those ends to make sure they look more or less the same. I don't care that much. I wear my hair up a lot, so it ends up being, in a ponytail or a bun or whatever. But this just will help to keep it from getting kind of nasty, and it's cutting off those dead ends. One great thing about oil is really good about holding the ends together. You can't repair your hair. So when people say hair repair, that's a lie, because you can't repair it. Once it's damaged because this is dead. It's not actually alive, and it won't replenish any of the follicles don't replenish. So they don't actually grow. It's just what comes out of your scalp. That's what gets replenished. So once it's damaged, that's it. But you can actually put oil on it and hold those follicles together and kind of help to seal them back together. But the damage is still there. It's just, you can kind of disguise it a little bit. So anyway, that's me cutting my hair. Y'all join me on that. So anyway, so I don't know, what else do we want to talk about? We'll see if I can manage to keep you guys entertained for a while. Just real quickly, I'm going to, it could be longer in the future. I actually just got this. We got home from church, and I knew this was coming. So, but it was snowing, so I asked my niece, I'm like, bring it in the house because I don't want it to get wet. And we came in, my husband's like, what's that? I'm like, He's like, you know what it is, you ordered it. I'm like, well, yeah, but technically, I don't know. Anyway, so I placed another order because I wanted to. I've never actually ordered anything from Ulta. Ulta's been around for a while, but I think I've only been in there twice. I went in once on accident because I was like, oh, what is this new store in a place where I'd never seen it before? And I walked in and I was like, yeah, this is stuff I can't afford. And I walked out because that was back when I didn't really care about cosmetics or whatever. And the next time I went in with a niece of mine, and she bought a bunch of perfume. And I didn't buy anything. And I was like, don't buy it here. It's too expensive. So I always thought that Ulta was kind of like Sephora, like super overpriced. But I would go into Sephora when they would give us samples of stuff. And I also would buy stuff from there too, because I was like, well, if I'm going to get samples, I may as well buy stuff from there. So anyway, I actually heard that the LA Girl 16 pan, I think they're 16 pan palettes are really, really good. And I'm way into like palettes now, like way overly into palettes. So I was like, I want to try these because people are saying they're like, they rival high end and everything. So I was like, I want to try them. So I went and looked on the LA Girl website, and they were $18. And then I had seen them at Target, and I think I saw them at CVS or something like that. And they were still like that expensive. And I was like, well, CVS always marks the price up. So don't buy anything at CVS. They put the price up unless you really want to. I don't know. But I noticed that they were on Ulta for like $11.99. So I was like, whoa, okay, Ulta's not nearly half bad. So I found this one on there. And I'll open it in a second and show you, but this is what the color story is more or less. So these were really well, there's a reason I'm not opening it up. These were really well reviewed, and I got a lot of info on them that said they're really great. So I was like, I want to try that out. It's got the purples and the greens and all those colors that I love. So then Ulta, because it knows me, said, hey, you know this palette? Do you want to buy this? And I said, actually, yes, that's one that I was trying to get. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll just get it. And it's actually smaller than I thought, but this is one that everybody talks about and says how great this is as a nude palette. I don't really have a lot of like nude palettes. I actually have more than most people do because most people maybe have one. But I have like maybe three now. I think I had two before. Now I have three. But I thought this was such a pretty. Well, no, I have more than that now. Anyway, we won't talk about that. We won't talk about what I have. We'll just talk about what I still need to get. And so I thought that this would be kind of a fun thing to add. So I have not done anything with this. I literally just got it a few minutes ago when we got back. So I'm going to play with this and see what I can come up with. But it's kind of cool because it's got like, you know, the cool, the warm on each side. And it looks like it really covers the gamut. So I think this is going to be a great palette to play with for nudes. Then they said, oh, you get buy two, get one free. And I said, okay, great. And I had wanted to get this Sky High mascara because everybody's talking about this. And so let me pull it over there. And so I wasn't able to find it anywhere. And they had it on Ulta. So I said, okay, I'll order this because my what is the other one that I use? Lash Paradise is like getting kind of old. I need to replace it, and it's just getting a little clumpy, so I want to get rid of it. So I thought, well, maybe this will work, and I'll be able to use this as my replacement for that. So I grabbed that, but it didn't. The buy two get one was only the same brand, so I'm like, well, now what am I going to get? Because I've got to get something from Maybelline, because I had to, it's buy two get one free from Maybelline, not in general. So I got this one. This is the lifter gloss that everybody's been talking about. And why do we need more lippy stuff? Because we all wear masks anyhow. But I do teach online, so I'm hoping this will be good. I've not tried it yet, but I will. Anyway, I'll let you guys know what I think. And then, what else we got? Oh, I got this. This is an LA girl, and because I was really curious about, I love colored liners. I like them for underneath. And I actually put it on, but now I put so much oil it came off. I put it on, and it did, like, it stayed. It, like, stayed. Like, the e.l.f. Eye pencil, that's, like, no budge or something like that, it really stayed well. These are kind of the same thing, which means I need to go get the rest because they are, like, $8 on the LA Girl website, but on Ulta, they're, like, $3 or $3 something. So I'm like, I need the other colors of this, but purple because purple is my thing. Anyway, I thought that would be fun. And then they gave me a free gift. So I'm always a fan of ordering at places that give you free gifts and stuff like that. This is the Kylie Jenner. Now I'm officially bougie. Has a little Kylie thing on there. It says Kylie. You see that? Ooh, look at that. It's all official and everything. Have not tried that yet, but that's a really pretty nude look. So we'll see. Again, why do we need lippies? Because we all walk around with masks on our face anyhow. But this is stuff I'm going to be playing with. So I'll be posting this on my Instagram over the next little bit. When I get bored, I just post some stuff. That's my therapy. We're going to talk about that at some point. Maybe not today, but we'll talk about that at some point. Why it's actually beneficial for you to play with makeup. Because I like figuring this stuff out. I like to say, you know what? I'm not just wasting my time playing with makeup. I'm doing this for a reason. So anyway, last thing I wanted to talk about, because this was just sitting there and I sprayed this today. I am very careful with this. It's dusty. I'm careful with this because, other than not dusting it, because you can't get it anymore. Back in the day, I bought this for $4.99. You know what this is? Anybody know what this is? Let's see if I've got anybody that recognizes this. We have any perfume people out there? I have way too much perfume, way more. And keeping in mind, I have a very scaled down version of my collection because most of it's still in Haiti because I couldn't bring it back with me. But this is the Queen Latifah. Which one is it? Something, I don't know. It's the red one. She's got a red one. She's got a gold one. The gold one, I think, is still in Haiti. I might have it here somewhere. But anyway, this is dusty because these little things catch all this dust, and I don't have the box for it. This smells like Christmas. Oh, Sarah's allergic to perfume. Well, that's why you don't like vetiver, because it's too strong for you. I love it. So good. This will be strong for a lot of people, but I don't care because it's got patchouli, and a lot of people are like anti-patchouli because it's a pretty strong scent. But this is like Christmas in a bottle. I used to hate strong smelling stuff. Now I've become the proverbial old lady that wears all the really strong perfume that makes everybody else choke. But it smells so good. This is discontinued now. And so the price on eBay is astronomical. I think last I checked, it was like between $70 and $100 for a bottle. Used, yeah, I got my for $4.99. I should have bought all of them and sold them on eBay. But I wasn't that smart, or I didn't have the foresight to know that it was going to be worth all that. So anyway, those are the goodies that I've gotten, and I thought I would share it with you. So I'm thinking of doing this just for fun, because it's fun to just sit down and talk, and then invite anybody who wants to come and join me to say, hey, let's talk about girly stuff. So I might do this like on Sunday afternoons and maybe Wednesday. We'll see. But I'll talk to you about any new goodies that I've gotten, or any new tricks I found about how to deal with the stuff of being not perfect. Sarah says, how long do I plan to stay in the United States? In the States where? I think that means just in the U.S. Oh, 4. Oh, okay. Autocorrect. I don't know, man. I wish. Who knows? Who knows at this point? So we're here in Minnesota. I didn't plan to be back here, but political things in Haiti forced us to leave, and then COVID kept us from making any money in the DR. So then I had to get back to the U.S., and then Hubs came back here a couple months later, and Pup came with him. So we've got the whole family here in Minnesota freezing together, but we're keeping each other warm. And he's working, and I'm working. I'm working remotely mostly, but I also am leading worship at a church. And so that's what I'm doing here. So I almost can go anywhere I want, but not quite, because the leading worship thing, I need to be here physically. So we'll see. I don't know. I would love to go somewhere. I'd love to go back to the Caribbean. I'd love to be back in Haiti, at least for visiting. But of course, we also want to travel and see the rest of the world too. So who knows? But getting settled in new jobs and stuff like that, it might take a little bit of time. So who knows how that's going to be? Maybe I'm going to follow you to the it's the East Asian paradise next, Sarah. I don't know. We'll go hang out on the beach and over there and see if we can find our new. You're supposed to be in Indonesia. Yeah, I know, exactly. That's how it is. So COVID has messed up the world. So that's life. That's how it goes. But that's okay. Anyway, Bali. Yeah, I don't know. Bali just seems like it would be so incredibly humid. I don't like Florida in the summertime. I think it's absolutely miserable. So if there's something that's got that much humidity, can't do it. I like Haiti because Haiti is very humid, so I can deal with that. But when it's really, really humid, that's misery. So I don't like that, but whatever. My dog's growling in her sleep. Kind of cute. All right. Well, that's all I have for you. I'm going to check you guys out the next one. I know Sarah will be with me in the next one. Maybe, if she's not busy watching her kiddos. So, but I will see. Hopefully some other guys will join. This is like an impromptu, so I didn't expect a lot of people to show up, but I thought it'd be kind of fun. So we'll go in the wintertime, Sarah, when it's not super humid. So go visit and see how it is. All right, so I will see you guys in the next one. I think on Wednesday we're going to try to do that maybe around 5 o'clock Central. So I will see you then. Thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping in. Bye.